Hey, welcome back to the Gliding on Tools channel. Last week we discussed how to prepare your bike for long distance rides utilizing the T-CLOCS method. This week we're gonna be discussing how to prepare your body for those same long distance rides. Stay tuned. Hey, there are a couple things to consider to properly condition your body before going on these long distance rides. And we're going to talk about those here. And first, I want to start off with the motorcycle. Okay, we're going to start off with the handlebars. Okay, that is one thing to consider when properly conditioning your body for these long distance rides is the height of your handlebars so that during these long distance rides, your hands are not going numb along with shoulder pain. Let me hop on here and show you what I'm talking about. So as you all aware, stock handlebars, you're down here, okay? Very uncomfortable. What you have to consider is if you're going to a aftermarket handlebar is the height of them. And then the easiest way for me to tell you what I think should be the proper height, and this of course is my opinion, is trying to keep your handlebars at shoulder height. And what I mean by that is if you toss your hands up here, you can kind of see that the handlebars are in line with my shoulder. All right. This decreases the chance of losing blood circulation to your hands, your arms, and your hands, causing that numbness in your hands and the tingling and painful sensation in your shoulders. Some folks like to have tallers, which, like I said, this is just my opinion. It's got to be what's comfortable for you. I've tried some of those taller handlebars and some of the shorter ones, and what I found is that keeping it at shoulder height was optimal for me for long distance rides. Another thing to consider while we're on the subject of handlebars is basically your pullback, right? So you can actually position these bars closer to the frame or outwards, I should say, or closer to yourself just by loosening the clamps and readjusting the bars. So that way your arms aren't completely locked out, and I'm gonna have to bend backwards, but completely locked out, or they're not too close where you're almost at 90-degree bend in the elbow. All right, you want a little bend just like so, but not too much, and shoulder width. Correction, shoulder height. All right, that is the first thing that you could consider in conditioning your body for these long distance rides. The second thing to consider would be the seat. Okay, I'm gonna hop off and show you. All right. Second thing to consider is your seat. I still have my stock seat here because it is comfortable for me. Not everyone has the same opinion, and there's plenty of dealers that have different seats for you, whether they have extended reach, shorter reach, more padding, what have you. My stock seat is very comfortable for me. Never thought about changing it. In fact, the only thing I changed was the cover, so that way I can make it more eye appealing. But it's very comfortable for me. I got thousands of miles on this seat, so it's probably already conformed to me. But if the stock seat is not comfortable for you, you might want to look at other options and testing out different seats before you go on these long distance rides. Because the last thing you want also is numbness going down your legs because of the seat itself. Now I don't know how many other dealers do this, but I know Harley dealers have demo seats. You can take their seats for 1 or 2 weeks and demo it. Ride around, see if it fits you before you even purchase that style seat. So that's another thing to consider. And while we're here talking about the seat, we might as well jump into number 3, which is a backrest pad. That's another thing for you to consider for these long distance rides. Once again, I don't have one. I'm used to riding without a backrest for the rider. It's just that's just the way I am. I'm comfortable. The way you see the bike is the way I ride long distance, just like this. Of course, packing is different, but no backrest pad for the rider. Now, if I kick over my leg again, you'll see that you'll find yourself on long distance rides kind of either moving too far back, you're moving too close side to side because you're trying to find that right fit and comfortability on these long rides. That back pad might help you rest your back so where you're not putting too much force on your back when you're riding. You're not trying to stay upright, not slouching too much. You're just resting your back on it. That might be, another thing to consider for yourself for long distance rides. I know it helps a lot of riders with either back issues or just comfortability during those long distance rides. Number 4 to consider is highway pegs. Once again, I don't have any. The reason I don't have highway pegs is because I have short legs. Nothing I can do about that. But I did get extra large or long floorboards so I could move around my feet or my legs to get comfortable on these long distance rides. I'll kick over my leg once again. All right, as you can see, with my short legs, I can almost fully extend them and I'm still on the floorboard, okay? That gives me no issues. My legs can be totally relaxed while I'm riding. But for some of you who have longer legs, or let's say you don't have long floorboards, you might, like I said, consider highway pegs. Putting them on there and getting them adjusted for your legs, your height, so that way, long rides, you kick up your legs on the highway, and that's all she wrote. But as you can see with me, I'm almost at a full lock. Well, I'm actually at a full lock right now, and my legs won't even be able to touch those highway pegs unless I move them in close to the brake, all right, to the rear brake. So I just took my highway pegs off. They serve me no purpose. I've been doing good without it. I've rode plenty thousands of miles without highway pegs. No issue. No issue at all. Okay, that was number 4. All right, number 5 into conditioning your body is not just hopping on your bike and shooting for 1,000 plus miles, but what I would advise for you to do is slowly increase those miles as you're going along. So what I mean, right now we're in wintertime, almost towards the tail end of winter. So, once that snow melts and you're getting ready to ride, what I recommend is doing shorter rides. Do a 50-mile ride, whether it's 25 miles out, 25 miles back, so that way you can start getting your body used to being in that saddle. Next time you go out, you do 50, then you do 100. So or whatever's comfortable for you. So you gradually increasing those miles. So when the time comes that you want to get on that bike and either go from East Coast to West Coast or West Coast to East Coast or even from North to South, depending on where you live at, whether you're in the States or you're overseas, if you're thinking about doing those type of miles, let's say in the United States from the East Coast to West Coast, depending on where you're at, could be anywhere between 2,500 to 3,000 miles. If you're trying to do that this year, I would recommend increasing those mileage as you go along before you actually hit it. So start doing it now. Work at it right now, so that way, the latter portion of the spring comes along, beginning of summer, and you want to do those long rides, your body is more prepared to take on that physical portion of riding better. Okay. Now the last thing I want to talk about in conditioning your body is mental fitness. Your mind also has to be prepared to tackle on the task of doing those 1,000 and plus miles. Okay, and the reason I say mental fitness is because you have to get that mind right. Your body might be good to go, but if your mind is not ready for that 1,000-mile plus ride, then it's not going to serve you any purpose even saddling up. Okay, so like I said before, when you gradually increase your miles to condition your body, you're doing the same thing for your mind at the same time. Okay, and then you just keep gradually increasing that way, and do more rides before those long distance rides. So if you're just riding on the weekends, that's okay. Do more of them. Okay, do more of them. Not just maybe one weekend out the month, or a couple days out the month. Do more of them, so that way your mind can start being prepared for what you think you want to do this year for long distance rides. One thing you have to remember that not everyone knows is that you could be in tip-top riding shape or just tip-top physical shape, but if your mind is not prepared for that task, then your mind is going to tell your body that you're fully not prepared. So that's what you have to make sure. Your mind will quit before your body will. So that's why mental fitness is last in my scenario here, but definitely not the least. Probably one of the most important aspects of long distance riding is your mental fitness. Your mind has to be in the game. And the only way you can get it in the game is by doing increased riding and gradually increasing those miles. So, in a nutshell, just to recap, okay, to condition your body, you're looking at handlebars, handlebar height. You're looking at your seat, proper seat, with the padding or whatnot. You're looking at possibly getting a backrest pad for the rider, possible highway pegs for your legs, okay? Increasing those miles every time you go out for a ride, so that way you can condition your body, and at the same time conditioning your mind for the day when you want to do that 2,000-mile ride or 3,000-mile ride this year. All right, so that is all I have for today and for this week. So if you have any comments or you want to have any additions of something that you do differently than from what I've already explained, put them down in the comments down below. Go ahead and put them down there. I'm more than welcome. I'll dialogue with you because I may have missed something. This is something that I look at, but everyone has something different that they look at before going on these long distance rides. So go ahead and put them down in the comments. If you like what you see, don't forget to like, share also, and most importantly, if you want to keep receiving these videos, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, so that way I'm on your list. Every week I shoot out a video on Thursdays, and you'll get them. And if you want to get them even faster, hit that notification bell as well, so that way as soon as I put up a video, you'll get notified letting you know that a video has been uploaded by me. That's all I have for today, and as always, enjoy your ride.